Have you ever looked at the world and wondered how a country can just leap into the future? Well, today we're going to break down how China pulled off a transformation so fast, it's left the rest of the world trying to catch up.
I mean, think about it like this. A lot of us are still happy if a pizza shows up in under 30 minutes. In China, there's a drone network that can get you food in 15 minutes flat, and they're accurate to the minute. This isn't some test flight, it's real, with hundreds of thousands of deliveries already done.
Or, what about a car that actually thinks for you? This year, 15 million new cars in China are hitting the road with AI brains that can drive themselves. We're talking about summoning your car with your voice from 2 kilometers away, and it'll just come pick you up.
And it doesn't stop there. Get this, China is now using fleets of self-driving trucks and robotic pavers to build entire highways without a single human worker on the job site. So the big question is, how did this future get here so incredibly fast?
So how did this all happen? Well, it definitely wasn't by accident. This incredible leap forward is the result of a very deliberate, very long-term strategy. It's a plan designed to take China from being the world's factory to being the world's vision of the future.
The whole journey really kicked off back in the 1970s when China opened up its economy. For decades, it absolutely thrived as the world's factory. But the real game changer happened in 2015 with a new plan, Made in China 2025. And get this, by 2025, it had already blown way past its original goals in huge areas like electric vehicles and renewables.
So what exactly is Made in China 2025? Well, think of it as a massive, state-led industrial plan. It's backed by huge government investments and very specific subsidies, and the goal is crystal clear: shift the country from making cheap stuff to leading the world in high-tech innovation. The endgame? To be completely self-sufficient in all the industries that are going to define our future.
Okay, to fuel a vision that ambitious, you need an absolutely massive economic engine. And what China has built is so much more than just a factory floor.
Just try to wrap your head around this number. 45.47 trillion yen. What does that even mean? That's over $6.5 trillion US dollars. That was China's foreign trade volume in 2023. A record breaker that cemented its spot as the world's biggest trading nation. This is the financial fuel that's powering its high-speed transformation.
And all that economic power translates directly into market dominance. Take a look at EV batteries, the literal heart of the electric vehicle revolution. As you can see right here, just 2 Chinese companies, CATL and BYD, control over half of the entire global market. That's not just being competitive, that is strategic control.
And this isn't just a one-off. When you look at solar power, it's even more extreme. China is responsible for a staggering 80 to 95% of the global supply chain. When one country dominates a critical green technology that completely, it gets to reshape the world's energy future.
So this economic powerhouse is directly funding a massive leap in technology and is turning ideas that honestly seemed like science fiction just a few years ago into today's science fact.
I mean, the proof is everywhere you look. China now holds 60% of the world's AI patents. Its AI models like DeepSeek are seriously challenging the big US players. It's leading the pack in quantum research, it laid out the world's first national strategy for superconductors, and one single company, DJI, controls 70% of the global drone market.
And this research isn't just staying in the lab, it is translating into reality. Take this for example. A new kind of camouflage technology that can actually change its color to blend into its surroundings. It's based on some wild science. Basically, the material can change color all on its own, like a high-tech chameleon. This is literally the science of invisibility being developed for real-world military use.
And as you can imagine, all of this technological genius is being systematically funneled into modernizing China's military, transforming it from an army focused on sheer numbers to one that's built on incredibly advanced high-tech networks.
This quote from a military journal really says it all. The CJ-1000 hypersonic missile, it isn't just another weapon. It represents China's leap to the very front of the line in aerospace technology, a space that others used to dominate.
To capitalize on this, the military itself has been completely reorganized. The PLA created entirely new branches dedicated to mastering what it calls the 3 strategic commanding heights of future warfare. We're talking information, cyberspace, and aerospace.
This slide really highlights a huge internal shift they're making. See, for a long time, their most advanced units were siloed. They were stuck in their own bubbles, unable to work together effectively. The new goal is to tear down those walls, integrating their space, cyber, and network forces into a single, seamless, and much, much more powerful fighting machine.
So, with this incredible economic, technological, and military momentum, is China's rise as the next global powerhouse inevitable? Well, not quite. There are some really significant challenges just ahead.
Looking forward, you can really see two possible paths. There's the bull case, the optimistic view, where continued breakthroughs lock in China's spot as a tech leader that's totally independent from foreign tech. But the bear case is just as compelling. A few major policy mistakes or serious internal economic crises, like the property market bust and high youth unemployment, could bring this entire project to a screeching halt.
And this leaves us with one of the most important questions of our time. Are we watching the start of a new bipolar Cold War? Or is this the dawn of a multipolar world where global power is more distributed and shared than it has ever been before? The path that's taken from here? Well, it's going to define the rest of the century.